As we have already studied about the formation of clouds, now we will study about the water cycle. What do you understand from the word cycle? Cycle means which keeps on repeating itself in nature. So the water cycle is the cycle which keeps repeating itself in nature, and it is also known as hydrological cycle because it is connected with water. As the formula of water is H2O, water is made up of two molecules of hydrogen and one molecule of oxygen. The detail of this you will study in higher classes. Now we will study about water cycle. As I have already told you, when the sun shines brightly and when it gives a heat, so due to the heat of the sun on the land surface, the water bodies, the water from the seas, rivers, ponds, and even from the land evaporates. And plants also show the process of transpiration. Water also evaporates from the leaves in the form of water vapor. So by the process of evaporation from the land surface, from water bodies and from plants, the evaporation takes place. So evaporation is the first step of water cycle. Heat from the sun makes the water evaporate from all the water bodies, and that water goes into the air in the form of vapors, and their evaporation takes place. And as the water goes higher and higher, it cools down because hot air rises up, and as it goes higher and higher, it cools up and condenses up. As you go on mountains or in hilly areas during vacation, you see the air is cool over there. Now cold water vapor condenses to form tiny water droplets in the sky, and those tiny water droplets condenses again to form larger droplets, and then the clouds are formed. So when these drops become too heavy to remain in the clouds, then they come down in the form of rain or snow or sleet or hail, that is known as precipitation. So the second step is condensation, due to which clouds are formed. After the evaporation, the condensation takes place in nature, and due to that formation of clouds happens. And after that the rain comes or the snow comes or the sleet comes, that is known as precipitation. So there are three basic steps in the process of water cycle, and those three basic steps are evaporation, condensation and precipitation. Evaporation means conversion of water to water vapors. In condensation, that water vapor is again converted back to water in clouds, and in the third step, precipitation, that water comes down to the earth in the form of rain. In the hilly areas, what happened? The snow condenses, the snow is formed on the top of the hills. The snow is formed, snowfall occurs in the hilly areas. You must have seen when you visit hill station. So when the snow melts, that water also comes down in the rivers, ponds, lakes, and that water finally goes back to oceans. In this way, the water is returned back to the earth. The water travels from the earth to the sky, the formation of clouds takes place, and in the form of rain, snow, sleet or hail, it returns back to the earth. And in this way, this cycle goes on and on in nature. The water which was taken by the earth returns back to the earth, and this cycle never ends. This is a continuous process. That's why it is known as water cycle. So I have already told you about the processes involved in water cycle. The first process which is involved in water cycle is evaporation. What is evaporation? It means conversion of water into water vapors. And how the water converts into water vapors? It is converted by heating. The second process is condensation. What happens during condensation? During condensation, the water vapor converts back into water. And how this is converted? It is converted by the process of cooling. Then the third process involved in the water cycle is precipitation. It is any product of the condensation of atmospheric water. When the condensation of atmospheric water takes place in the clouds and it returns back to the earth in the form of rain, snow, sleet or hail, it is known as precipitation. Why it returns back to the earth? Due to the force of gravity. Because everything from the sky or everything from the up returns back to the earth due to the force of gravity. So this process is known as precipitation. Now we will study about the importance of water cycle in nature. Why water cycle is important? Water cycle makes fresh water available in the form of rains. Do you know that two-thirds of the water on the earth, two-thirds of the earth is covered with water, and from the total water, 97% of the water is present in oceans and seas. And the water from the oceans and seas, we cannot use it directly, and to convert it into the usable water, it is a very costly process. So what happens, by the process of water cycle, the water from seas and oceans evaporates, and then it becomes available to us in the form of rain as fresh water, because rain is the source of fresh water. So the water of seas and oceans comes to us in the form of rain, which is fresh water and which we can use. So it makes the water of seas and oceans makes available to us. Then water cycle, as I have already told you, water cycle keeps on going in nature. It never ends. So it keeps the amount of water on Earth's surface constant. Because if it will not go on, what will happen? All the water on the earth will finish. Because so whatever the water is evaporated from the earth, it comes back to the earth in the form of rain, snow, sleet or hail, precipitation. So it keeps the amount of water on earth's surface constant. And do you know that water cycle is possible due to the heat of the sun only? Otherwise it would not be possible. Change in weather, water cycle, all are possible due to the heat of the sun. Now we will study about the rain. All of you know what is rain. We all like rain and we all welcome rain. Because in our country the rain comes after the hot season, hot summer season. And we want to get relief from the hot season. So we always welcome rain. And rain is liked by all of us. There are many advantages of rain due to which we all like it. It brings relief by cooling the environment. What happens in the summer season, the environment becomes very much hot. So rain brings relief to that hot environment by cooling it. Because when the rain comes, you must have noticed that the cool weather happens. It cools the environment. And many crops are sown during monsoon or rainy season. You know, all the kharif crops are sown during monsoon or rainy season. The rice is sown during monsoon or rainy season. Maize is sown during monsoon or rainy season. So we wait for the rainy season to come. And the amount of rainfall is different at different places. At desert, the amount of rainfall is very less. In Meghalaya, you must have heard, in the east of our country, the rainfall occurs at a larger rate. And you know about Atacama Desert, where the rainfall occurs rarely. So the amount of rainfall occurs different at different places. So water also provides water in the rivers and dams of hydroelectric power plants. You know, hydroelectric power plants are used to generate electricity and they require water to generate electricity. That water is provided in the rivers and dams by rains. And rain also fills lakes and ponds, which act as source of water. It supports aquatic life, and lakes and ponds water, you know, it supports us in many ways. And some rain seeps into the soil to form groundwater. Some rain also goes into the soil to form groundwater that we use by tube wells, that we use by motors, that we use by hand pumps. So it increases the level of groundwater also. And the rest rainwater, which flows through the rivers, and then from the rivers it goes back into the oceans. In this way, the cycle of water is maintained in nature. So these are some advantages of rain. But do you know what happens if it rains heavily? जब बहुत ज़्यादा बारिश होती है तो क्या होता है? When you come to school during heavy rains, what you see? It is everywhere, water on the road. Excess rainfall happens when there is water on the road. Even the puddles get filled with water. गड्ढे जो होते हैं रोड पे वो भी water से भर जाते हैं. And there is a water logging everywhere on roads and streets. हर जगह पानी पानी होता है. And what happens after that, when the rainfall keeps on coming and coming, it will lead to rise in the level of water in seas, rivers, ponds, lakes. All the water bodies, water will rise. In all the water bodies, the water will be rise. And that water will come to the land. And then water logging happens on the land. सारा पानी जमा हो जाएगा लैंड पे, रोड्स पे, स्ट्रीट्स पे. Then what will happen? It will lead to disruption of traffic. Traffic रुक जाएगा, traffic jam हो जाता है. Have you seen traffic jam during heavy rains? It causes an inconvenience to people. People become late to office, people become late to their work. And what happens if the rain keeps on coming and coming? It causes floods. Floods क्या होती है? बाढ़. And floods carry almost everything. Animals, humans, property, cars, scooters, vehicles. सारी चीज़ें बह जाती है पानी में. And even the animals in the soils are also killed. Do you know why? Because they do not get air to breathe in the soil. So they are killed due to waterlogging in the soils. And even the waterlogging happens in the crop fields, even in the forest, in the village, in the cities. And all these are submerged in water. ये सब डूब जाते हैं अगर बहुत ज़्यादा flood आता है. Have you heard about the floods in Gujarat? There was a flood in Gujarat and it causes a great damage to the life and the property, and it causes a great havoc. Even when the flood comes at a large scale, it causes great damage to life and property. Such scenes we see during floods. The waterlogging takes place on the roads and almost everything is submerged in it. And even the villages are submerged in the waterlogging in the floods, as you can see in the picture. But if it does not rain for a long period, then also it is very harmful for us. That we will study in next class. Bye bye.